All right, guys, here we are. How is everybody doing tonight? So, obviously, it is Sunday, so we'll give a few minutes for some people to get in here. So, we're going to talk about, you know, half truths, deceptions. Are we being manipulated and this type of stuff? Okay, so we're going to talk about some of the current events that are going on. What's really going on? What are they really trying to do? What are they trying to accomplish? So, uh, that's what we're going to get into today. So, but I went and picked my kids back up today. They just spent a few days with their mom, and I was glad to have them back home. I miss the little snots when they're not here. It's very, very quiet, so but not bad at all. So before we get really jumping into stuff, I did want to mention again that Wednesday's show is not going to be until 9 o'clock when it's normally 8 o'clock. I normally do 8 o'clock every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, but Wednesday's show is going to be 9 o'clock. Because Heather has an awards thing. We got this invitation in the mail, and she probably won a scholarship, at least one. So, really excited for her. And obviously, when I come back Wednesday and I do the show, I will let you know exactly what she won and that type of stuff. So, she has worked extremely, extremely hard, and she has earned everything that she has gotten. So, she was not a slacker. And so that's a good thing. But so that's, I just wanted to mention that. All right, so let's talk about deception, misdirection, talk about the manipulation that's going on, all right? Do not be surprised. Okay, well, first we're going to talk about this real quick. Do not be surprised if something goes down this week. Would not shock me at all. The start of acceleration of things, either on our part or by the part of Iran. It would not shock me. Now, could it again? So first, I got to let you guys know I got my green tea, like always. Like I said, I love this stuff. Would it be a false flag? Would it be a true event? That's going to be hard to say. But do not be surprised if something happens this week. I just talking to my friend. And some of the stuff that he's telling me, it just something, and I don't want to say for sure. I'm not saying, oh, this week something's going to happen. I'm not going to ever do that because I do not do that type of stuff, okay? But what I'm just saying is just really be as prepared as you possibly can be. Hey, Harshman Hills, keep it up, brother. Thank you very much, and thank you for that donation. I appreciate that. Thank you. But like I said, with the things that are information that I've received, some stuff that I've seen going on and stuff like that, it would not shock me to see an acceleration this week. And I also, Mike and I were talking, my IT guys, you guys know, he's on here all the time with us. Him and I were talking about it as well. U.S. just did a cyber attack on Iran. You know, I don't know if that's true or not, but it wouldn't shock me. There's a lot of stuff, guys, that are really crazy stuff going on. A lot of games being played right now. You know, keep your eyes open. Pay attention to stuff. If you get that extra shopping done. I'm just saying, be smart about stuff. Because like I said, extra food, you can always eat it later. If nothing happens, great. But I would go and do that little extra shopping that you've been thinking about doing. You know, just get your ducks in a row, guys. Get things in place. Again, as you've seen here this year, we've gotten a lot accomplished at the homestead. Part of it really, truly driving me this year is that I really think our time is short. Now, if it's not this week, it could be sometime up here in the near future that something could happen. You know, and like I said, I don't do doom and gloom. I don't say, oh my God, the sky is falling, da-da-da-da-da. I don't do that type of stuff. It's calm before the storm. That is a great prepper, Drew. You were exactly right. There's a lot of craziness going on right now. A lot of craziness. So there are the powers that be, if you will, the deciders. Let's call them the deciders around the world are going to do what they're going to do. And you know, let's think about this, okay? And here's something. And Mike and I were talking about this earlier today, so I'm going to give him credit as well with this discussion. People in Venezuela, the people in Iran, do you really think, now being fed this propaganda, how, they're dissatisfied and they want regime change and blah, 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 blah. Well, probably 40% of the people in our country don't like President Trump, okay? At least 40% would be my guess, okay? Does that mean that he's got to go? No, because the majority of the people like the guy, okay? So when you have a group of people, and I don't care what country it is, there's always going to be people that are dissatisfied and want change. But if the majority of the people are satisfied with what's going on, with what's happening, like, in Venezuela and in Iran, their leaders are, taking care of business. So for the most part, the people are not dissatisfied. They're fine. But you're getting fed, okay, there's this disinformation type of stuff. We're being fed that, oh my God, these poor people, they want change. They can't stand what's happening. If the majority of the people truly wanted change, they would overthrow that government. They would rise up and do it, okay? That's the reality of it. Will that ever happen in the United States? I doubt it, because people are too lazy, guys. And I'm being honest, okay? I am being 100% honest. People are too comfortable here in the United States. Okay, so I don't think you'll ever see people rise up, really truly rise up and demand change. And but the problem is, somebody just said U.S. is the world police. You're exactly right. We got our toes dipped in so many different, or in so much different waters. Okay, and stirring the pot, causing problems, causing strife. Let's think about this a second. When you have Okay, we're going to use Venezuela for an example. You don't think that we have agents on the ground there causing problems, stirring the pot, trying to get people worked up? You don't think that that's realistically what's going on? Of course we do. Same thing in Iran. We have people in Iran, guys. I mean, just like people from all around the world, like the Russians, they have people here, Yeah, their thing was frozen. Just refresh your thing, because nobody else is saying that there's a problem. Cyber attack on Iran weapons system 12 hours ago. Tubular Guy 9 just said that. I had heard something about that, and I heard that it didn't go as they had hoped that it would. Maybe they're more protected than we thought. So, again, there is a lot of stuff going on. A lot of crazy stuff going on right now. And we really need to be paying attention to what is happening. We need to get our ducks in a row. We need to get our houses in order, because even with those of us that are awake and are paying attention to stuff and what's going on, when something happens, guys, we're all going to still do the same thing. We're going to go, holy crap. That's what we're going to do. Guys, if you haven't done so yet, if you could throw me a thumbs up, I would definitely appreciate that. Thank you very much ahead of time. So, but again, like I said, there's a lot of games being played. We are fed what they want us to see. That's how it's going to go. It's always going to go that way. So there are people that are in charge are saying, here's what you're putting out. They're going to make the leaders of Iran look like bad guys. And don't get me wrong. Yeah, I've seen the people in the streets of Iran chanting death to America. But is that all the people in Iran? No, it's not all the people in Iran. It's just like all the people in the United States, okay, everybody has a different view of things. Nobody has the same exact view of the way things are. I mean, everybody thinks differently. It's just the way it is. So, hey, Jenna Hiker, she goes, hey, PN1, beautiful day. I'm going to tell you what, it was an absolutely gorgeous day here today at the homestead. Absolutely gorgeous. Just beautiful, nice and calm, no winds.
Chickens are snots.
They're still out?
They all went in, and then I peeked out, and then 3 came back out, all white ones.
Well, they'll give it like the quarter after, and then go check on them again. My chickens are not all still in yet, but I have my chicken lady here to help me out. Hello, Heather. I was bragging on you a little bit how we have a thing on Wednesday they're doing an awards and scholarship ceremony, and how you are most likely, she'd applied for like 3 scholarships through the school.
And then I was nominated for a couple too.
Yeah, so. She was nominated for a couple, so we'll see how she does. And so hopefully she comes back with a fistful of scholarships that are going to help, so Dad doesn't have to go back to work part-time to pay for her tuition.
Yeah. And I know Pink Floyd's a good band. I'm actually decorating my grad cap right now, and it's Pink Floyd themed, so... Definitely my favorite band.
So somebody says this, people actually believe that Trump backed down because the response was not. Yeah, you know, that whole thing. I think that he backed down for a lot of different reasons. Maybe they're reevaluating stuff. So, well, here's something to think about. And this, I was talking about this today. I was talking. I think I was probably talking about Mike. I think it was Mike and I were talking about it. But I talk to a lot of different people all the time, guys. So, what happened? Like with our most sophisticated drone, our most stealthy drone, was shot down and recovered by Iran. Okay, let's think about that for a second. Okay. If they have the capability, with one missile, they shot it down too. If they have the capability of shooting down that, what else don't we know that they have the capability of doing? So those are things that, I want you to think about. People stealing food will have their hands cut off. I know that they do that over in the Middle East still, I believe, not all the time. Yeah, no, well, Wolfgang, I know he said that he said he would not kill 150 people, and that's what we were getting, and that's what he put out there as well. And again, I said in my last show that I'm glad that he showed that restraint. Okay, so I gave my hats off for that. Do not be surprised though if something else happens this week, and if not this week, really really soon. Hey, Mountain Girl, good luck, Heather. Thumbs up for the Pink Floyd. Yeah, we love Pink Floyd. Actually, I got to tell you guys, it was funny. I had cleaned out my old car, and I had a bunch of CDs in there. And so I had to go get the kids today. I said, well, I'm going to throw in a CD and listen to a CD on the way to go get the kids. So I'm looking through my CDs, and I pulled out a CD that I had, and you guys are going to get a kick out of this. I hope you do anyway. I pulled out a CD that I had that I bought when I was married to my first wife. Okay, that's how long I've had the CD. John Anderson's greatest hits, hardcore, redneck country boy, and I like his music. I always did. So I had a Sebring convertible, and I used to put the top down and put John Anderson on and just crank it out. So I don't have a convertible obviously anymore, but I was listening to John Anderson today. So
not too much country, more of the classic rock.
Yeah, she listens to some country, but more classic rock.
What country do I listen to? Fleetwood Mac? Does that count as country?
Well, you used to listen to a lot more country. Well, you know what? 12. Well, you know what? Okay, the reason we stopped listening to a lot of country because Eddie flips out if we play country music. So we kind of all got away from it. But I love my 80s rock, 70s, 80s. Love all that music, even 60s. I like all that stuff. So I listen to that the majority of the time anyway. And then some modern stuff. Yeah. So
I'm gonna go check on the chickens again.
All right. See if they got back in there.
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron. A group in Venezuela people that work with me told me that they wanted the regime change, that they wanted Maduro out. I asked them because I needed to hear it from the horse's mouth. Okay. Well, thank you, and thank you for that donation as well. Thank you for that information. You're gonna get, like I said, you're gonna get groups of people that are gonna want him out. And there are going to be groups of people that want a regime change in, again, in Iran as well. Again, there's people here in the United States that want a regime change. They don't want Trump as president. So, I mean, if you look at it from that aspect, you're always going to find dissatisfied people in no matter what country with their leaders. Yeah, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, great album. Great album. So, but these things are going to happen, okay? But there's a lot of craziness going on right now, a lot of scary stuff going on right now that we really need to pay attention. We really need to get our ducks in a row and, like I said, and get our houses in order. Again, it's one of the reasons, not just because of what's happened recently, but just that gut feeling that I've had that I really needed to get everything squared away fast, if you will. And that's why I wanted to make sure my wood was squared away, and get my wood done. And, to get things done and get the chickens and that type of thing. There's a lot of just, I don't know how to define it or explain it. It's just something in my core that's telling me, excuse me, guys, I'm sorry, that our time is really short. And what does short mean? I don't know. I really don't. But it was just, that's why, like I said, probably 6 months ago, I started telling people really, really need to start loading up on food. Because I'm telling you, that would be one way to get control is you control the food, you can control the people. So those are things to think about, okay? Crazy stuff. It makes me nervous, I'll be honest with you. And I'm not one to be easily like, oh my God, Global Hawk drone was deployed in 1990, not very stealthy. Is that what it was? I thought it was a newer one that they had. Well, maybe that's what they said it was, that was shot down. I thought it was one of the newer drones that was shot down. I mean, I don't know. All I know is the drone was shot down. Maybe they're saying it was something that was older. I don't know. That I don't really know for sure. The troop numbers keep going up. Yeah, we keep sending more troops over there. But again, I had made a comment in the video the other day that we would do a bombardment type of thing, just like we did with Iraq. Okay, from the ships. From the bombers and the strategic, it would be a strategic strike to take out infrastructure first, okay? And it was a Global Hawk, but from my understanding, it was an advanced model. Yeah, Mike just said that. So again, we don't know. But again, if it was top of the line, brand new stuff, and it got shot down, you think that they're going to tell us realistically? I mean, let's be honest. So, but yeah, like Wolfgang just said, it's all high tech. Absolutely. So, but my sons came yesterday and picked up 100,000 troops or 10,000 troops headed to the Middle East. Wow. Okay. JJ just said his son's ship just came. You know what? And it wouldn't surprise me if they were putting stuff in place, getting things in play. Maybe they're planning on really doing an offensive. Again, if these things happen, there's going to be retaliation here, guys. There will be. There are people in this country, and I've talked about this before, sleeper cells, if you will, that if we attack Iran, they're going to make attacks on our homeland here. Now, it might be small splinter cell groups that try to do, as much damage as they can. And again, most likely, it would be, again, infrastructure or the power grid. Power grid would be the best place to attack. If I was an enemy of the United States, that's what I would go after, because that's where you're going to cause the most casualties long term. Is if you can get the grid down for any extended time period, you're going to cause a lot of deaths, and that's the reality of that. So just unfortunately, but that is the way it is. So American civilians are the weak link. They will not want to pay for war money-wise. Yeah, you know what? And again, a lot of people don't want to go back to war. I mean, I don't want to see more of our young men and women die for no reason at all, for some freaking thing in a desert across the globe. It doesn't make any sense to me. It really just doesn't. That's my belief on that, okay? But, and guys, if you could throw me a thumbs up if you haven't already, I definitely would appreciate that. Terrence Parker said we're in big trouble. In 2008, the U.S. military was involved in combat in 2 countries. By 2016, it was 8. Yeah, we're spread thin, guys. I want you to think about this for a second. Let's think about this aspect of it for a second. We have been at war nonstop since before my children were born. Okay, my children were born in October of 2001. We have been at war ever since they've been alive. Now, they will be 18 this year, okay? Nonstop wars, burned out the military guys. A lot of those guys are burnt, guys. They really are. They do their time, they get out. They're disenfranchised. They're angry because a lot of them realize how much they've been BS'd and manipulated, and a lot of good people died for no reason. So this is, this is going on a lot, unfortunately, okay? What do we got here? I miss a little prepper lady. Yeah, Stace, she'll be back next Sunday. She still on vacation. She is out in Los Angeles. She was letting me know she's all browned up there. She got some sun, but she's doing okay. We have sleeper cells here in Minnesota. There are some who want Sharia law. Well, I'm going to tell you what. We have training facilities here in New York, guys. And they're in other states as well. Did they get them all locked up?
Yes, and they are very happy that I brought them some bread.
Oh, so you went inside, or did you give them the bread inside?
Yeah. there's a little part from the door like this big.
Oh,
that
okay.
I was
Okay. All right. Cool. And you lock the door?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Chickens are to bed for the night, so that's good.
All thanks to me.
So anyway, do you guys stock up on medicines like antibiotics and stuff? Absolutely. Jennifer, like I said, one of the things, and I've talked about it before, something that I personally have stocked up on and I do have in stock is fish antibiotics. The amoxicillin, the fish penicillin, they're the same exact things that you would get from the doctor if you went to the doctor and asked for amoxicillin or penicillin. Same exact thing, different branding. They say it's not for human consumption. Now, if I had an infection in the post-event and my choice was try to ride the infection out or take fish antibiotics to try to survive, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to try fish antibiotics. That is me. You can do your own choice. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but having antibiotics of some sort is not a bad thing, okay? What do I think about solar flashlights? You know what? I like the solar flashlights. I like the hand crank flashlight, or hand crank flashlight, hand crank radio. Those are good things to have as well. I have both. I have solar lights, as you guys know, and I'm still waiting. I got a couple of calls out to a couple of companies. I'm waiting for them to get back to me, and we'll go from there. But so. Oh, yeah, Roger Waters was a jerk. He was an egotistical jerk, but Pink Floyd is awesome. So the best move they made was getting rid of him, because then the band flourished after he was gone, actually. Even though he did write some great music. I will say that about Roger Waters. Let's see. So one of the things, again, I want to mention real quick. Right now, we are doing a sale on my website, preppernurse1.com. We did it because of the situation of what is going on. Mike and I had discussed it. We decided to run a sale. It runs until the 30th of this month. 25% off every bucket meal that we have there for Legacy freeze-dried food. So if you're looking to add to good long-term food storage that actually tastes really good, is non-GMO, that has a 25-year shelf life, that's a great opportunity to take advantage of that. So if you're in that market and you want to do that, please do that. Again, preppernurse1.com. I did want to mention also that on my website, we also have the Prepper Nurse One community. Okay. And that is a great place to hook together with like-minded people. The forums are going crazy all the time. A lot of people, a lot of chatter in the forums. Do I do my own home canning? Yes, I do. I do some canning. I actually plan on expanding my canning as well. But again, I'm going blank here, guys. I'm sorry. But the Prepper Nurse One community is a great place to meet like-minded people from your own state. If you're trying to form a group, or if you're just trying to interact with like-minded people, it's a great place to be to talk with really, really good people. Yeah, India is sending a warship to the Gulf to protect their interest. Yep, I saw that as well. India. They're definitely doing that. Ed, you were about to say something about the sleeper cells. Okay, yeah, I was talking about the sleeper cells. Again, there's a lot of issues with, if something happens, if we make some kind of initial attack on Iran, there are people in this country that will attack. They will go after soft targets. Now, the best soft target to go after is the electrical grid, because there's a lot of places they could attack that could cause a lot of damage, to cause a lot of power outages for people. So those are things that I want you guys to think about. Okay, that this probably will definitely happen. The way I said it doesn't even sound right. If we attack Iran, there will be retaliation in this country. Of that, I have no doubt. Okay. And there are people in this country that want to see America fall, and they will do whatever they can to make that happen. And they, like I said, they have that, where they think they're going to go to heaven with the virgins and stuff like that. I can't think of what the name of the term is. If you guys could just throw that up, you probably know what I'm talking about. The term that the people that hate us. I can't think of it. Anyway, so jihad, thank you very much. Oh my God, thank you very much. I knew somebody was going to come up there with it. But again, these people, and they are delusional, the ones that have that jihad type of thing. They think that they can, they're going to go and get 40 virgins if they sacrifice themselves, killing the infidels. Okay. Now, again, I've talked about this before. I am not anti-Muslim. I am not. Okay. I'm not anti anything. I don't care what religion you are, what your beliefs are, who you believe in, who you want to follow. You follow whoever you want to. If it gives you peace of mind, good for you. But we can't lump everybody in a religion together because of a fringe group of lunatics. Okay. So here's a great example. I'm going to give a great example of Christians. Okay. The Westboro Baptist group there. Okay. So because of those lunatics, and those people are lunatics, and it's basically a family. Okay. Because their beliefs are that they're protesting at funerals for fallen soldiers, and they have the signs, God hates fags and everything else. Okay. So because they believe what they believe and they're protesting at the funerals, that's where the whole Patriot Guard thing came up from, guys. Okay. Because they believe that, does that mean all Baptists believe that? Of course not. So you see what I'm saying? Because of a one fringe lunatic group, everybody is not like that. Everybody doesn't think that way. So, we can't judge. And again, there's that misconception and misdirection stuff that goes on constantly with the news media, with everything else. Okay. It's, these things are, it's a manipulation. So we look at it, and all of a sudden now you're going to judge everybody of a religious group because maybe, 5 to 10% believe a certain way. That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy to think like that, but it's being pushed out there constantly. It's being pushed out there constantly. Now, don't get me wrong. If they try to push their views on me, I have a severe problem with that. Okay. But I have a severe problem with anybody, any religion pushing their views on me. So, should we worry about the 4th of July celebrations? You know what? That might be something to watch for. Well, everybody, because if you're hearing firecrackers going off and everything, you're just thinking that's normal. But what if it was not firecrackers? So, again, nothing would surprise me, guys. Nothing would surprise me. Hey, Detroit Preppin', how you doing tonight, my friend? Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, guys, and we just need to be aware. Pay attention to your surroundings. I would avoid. So here's my thing, and this is why I want to put this out there to you guys too. The new moon is on July 2nd. That's I wouldn't put myself out in crowds because what's going to be a target too? Crowds are going to be a target. If people are off celebrating in big groups of people, that's a nice target for somebody that's looking to do damage. Okay. Don't put yourself in those situations. It might be better to hang out at home and enjoy your family and those type of things. That would probably be more of the smart way to do stuff. Again, prep. Get as ready as you can. Like I said, food and water are your number one things that we really need to be prepped for. Okay. Realistically, clothes, guys, there's going to be clothes everywhere after an SHTF event. You're going to be able to get more clothes. Now, having enough clothes for anyway is a smart thing to do. Don't get me wrong. Warm clothes and making sure you have proper footwear and those type of things are very, very smart to do. So I'm not saying that that's not, but food and water should be the number one priority. Shelter should be right after that. Okay. Making sure that you can be safe is going to be really, really important because, like I said, crazy stuff is going on. And I have always afraid of chemical weapons in the fireworks. I've never really worried about that part of it, to be honest with you. Usually the fireworks are off in the sky and it's just, it's what they do. But I never worried about that part of it. But, like I said, it's just be aware of your surroundings. Pay attention to stuff. If you see somebody acting strangely, I mean, that's a good indication to report that. You know what I mean? Regardless of what their, what they look like, or if it's, well, you don't want to profile because they are, Muslim or something like that. But if somebody's doing something that you just get that gut feeling that something's not right, it might be better to, you to report those type of things if you see suspicious activity, because you don't know what people are up to. It's better to be safe than sorry, I guess is the right word, the best way to put it. Keep calm and carry a gun. You will feel better. Yeah, Kevin, it's good advice. If you can arm yourself, absolutely arm yourself. So make sure you got your bag packed. Exactly. Well, you know what? And I'm going to tell you what. I don't throw anything out. Old clothes, I put them aside because you never know when you're going to need them. They might not be in my rotation of what I'm wearing right now, but an SHTF event, I'm sure we're going to have plenty of people that are going to need clothing, and so we'll have extra stuff, and that's important too. So, but like I said, guys, again, this is a smart time to be as ready as you can be. You get your water preps up to where they need to be. Again, depending on what part of the country you're in, get your food preps up. Just be ready, because I just feel that something is coming soon, and when it comes, it's going to be like getting a hammer dropped on us. And I think that is the best way to store your water for long term. Scott, the best way that I would suggest for anybody, if you're going to do water, is you get those big 55-gallon barrels. You get the blue ones, okay? Fill that up with water and then rotate that every 6 months. Then get rid of that water after 6 months and refill it with fresh water. It's a great way to have water. You'll have it sitting there ready to go. You got 2 or 3 of those things of water. That's a lot of water. So that would be one way that I would suggest, a really good way to have water ready. Besides having water, 2 75-gallon IBC totes. Yeah, Marshmallow. Yep, absolutely. It's another way. If you can afford to get one of those and have that on hand and have that full all the time, also very, very smart. Yep, don't take anything for granted. Just be prepared, JJ. That's a very good comment. Have I ever had this feeling like this before? Not like this. And it's been a feeling that's been gradually getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And it's been going on literally for like the last 6 months. I did a video probably 6 months ago, and I said the time to get food is now. Just even, guys, realistically, let's look at things realistically. This is not any kind of fear-mongering, anything like that. With what's happened with our crops this year in the United States, we're not talking about all the stuff that's going on around the rest of the world either. We're just going to talk about the United States and the flooding and how so many farmers have not gotten crops in this year, how so many farmers have, wrung their hands and said, I am done, okay? And so, again, those are things that are going on right now, which are going to drive food prices higher. So, again, to be ready, there are many Muslims in this country that are good, decent people. Absolutely. And I agree with you 100%. There's a lot of good people. I deal with some, locally here that I don't have a problem with them. They're not trying to push their views on anybody. They're just living their lives and doing what they do. So, yeah, I don't have a problem with them. Not at all. Like I said, what I have a problem with, anybody that's trying to push their view on me and tell me how to live my life. That's who I have a problem with. I don't like anybody to do that. But I want to get back to water again real quick. Having that water on hand is great, but also having ways to purify water is going to be really important, because that water is going to eventually run out, okay? So, those are things I want you guys to think about. I mean, I keep, as you guys know, probably a lot of you know, I don't know if all of you know this or not, when we put in our lines from our well, I put in a 1,000-gallon storage tank that I make sure is topped off all the time, okay? And so we have, at any time that we need it, I have that 1,000-gallon storage tank. Then I also have a 550-gallon above ground. Now that's underground, okay? I also have a 550-gallon tank above ground that we use for our rain catchment. So if SHTF happened tomorrow, okay, and all the water was bad and we couldn't get any water, I got at least 1,500 gallons of water. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as that goes. I also have a lot of ways to purify water, and I've been over them many, many times. I have a 12,000-gallon in-ground pool. There you go, Margie. That'll work as well. Where do I buy the blue 55-gallon tank? Kate, if you go on eBay, uh, anywhere online like that, Amazon. Go on Amazon. You can get those type of tanks. There are also companies out there that you can get those type of tanks that they sell all kinds of those type of tanks. So if you want to go bigger than 55-gallon tank, you can do that as well. So they're all out there. Just do a little research on the internet and you can find them. Just, you know what, the best way to do it is type in 55-gallon food grade tank and do it that way, and you're going to get a lot of choices. So then you make a choice where you can go wherever you want to go to get that. So most Muslims are trying to get away from Sharia law, but I'm sure you know that already. Mike just said that. So yeah, I mean, a lot of them don't want Sharia law. They just, like I said, they want to live their life in peace. They want to practice their religion. They're like everybody else. And that's the reality that I think a lot of people really don't get. Guys, I'm going to ask again, if you haven't done so yet, throw me a thumbs up, please. I would appreciate that. So again, thank you ahead of time. Like I said, it's just, I like to see how high we can get the number whenever we do the shows, and it's just kind of fun. I think we hit 500 on Wednesday. So I think we hit 500 Friday. Friday we hit 500. So if you could throw me that thumbs up, I would appreciate it. Sorry, I don't know, but if I have read the Quran, I know what they want. Well, I mean, I understand what the Quran is saying and stuff like that, but if you realistically take the Bible, and I'm talking Old Testament Bible, that can be interpreted a lot of different ways. I mean, and I know there's specific things in the Quran that says about the infidels and this, that, and the other thing, and I get that, okay? Again, any religion, any book can be taken, and you can take verses and take them whatever way and make them whatever way you want to. Now, I know, again, in the Quran, there's very specific language that says what their intent is, and I understand that. Let's see. Yeah, bandages. Somebody just said you can find a lot of bandages at the Dollar Tree. Dollar store, they have a lot of stuff there, guys, that you can get bandages-wise. Neosporin, all those type of things. It's a really good thing to have. And I'm going to tell you what, one of the big things I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to say it again, that you should definitely stock up on. Do you believe we will see a war break out between us and Iran? Getting Along Alone said that. I would not be shocked. I'll be honest with you. It would not shock me. I hope not. I will say that. But it would not shock me. It seems that the powers that be, or the deciders, if you will, they want something to happen. They want something to break out. So it would not shock me at all if we ended up in a war with Iran. And again, I think you would be looking, before boots ever went on the ground over there, you would be looking at a lot of bombardment and a lot of that type of stuff. So anyway, what I was going to say, one of the things, guys, that I think you really should have, calamine lotion. I have a lot of calamine lotion. People in your group, people that are in your friends and family, are going to be allergic to poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac. It is all out there, okay? I believe Trump is under immense pressure to act militarily. You know what, Kevin? I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and I think that the decision has basically been made, and they're just putting the logistics into place. So I think it's just a matter of time. Poison oak really sucks. All of it really sucks. I have been allergic to poison ivy pretty much since I was young. And actually, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to put my finger there. I have calamine lotion on this finger right here, the top part right there. I got some poison ivy. So I just saw that broke out the other day, and I'm like, fantastic. So I've been jumping on it right away because I don't want it to spread, because it does suck. Our baby is due to induce on the 4th of July. Any suggestions on the hospital prepping for an attack on the 4th? Like I said, just, be ready as you can be. The good thing is if there was an attack, hospitals have a backup, generator. So as long as it wasn't an EMP type of an attack, you're going to be okay. Hospitals are going to be okay for a while, not for a long while. I'm going to tell you right now. The last place you're going to want to be after a major, major event in this country is in a hospital, because it's going to be a freaking zoo. So if you have a minor injury, it's not on my middle finger. That's right. Yep, that's true. Thank you. Yeah, I know. But hey, it happens. What are you going to do? I mean, it's, I'm outside a lot. I've been doing a lot of stuff outside, so it's going to happen. But can I store water in milk gallon? You can, but that milk taste, and those gallon jugs, the milk jugs, they have a tendency to leak. The better things to use, if you can get the bigger 64-ounce orange juice and those type of containers, those are pretty solid. Those are really, really good. So those work really well for storing water as well. So just so you know. But gallon jugs, they're so flimsy and so thin, and they will have a tendency to leak. Have your bug out bag in the car, tank filled, extra cash. Yeah, exactly. That's a smart thing too. Make sure if you have to get out of that hospital as quickly as possible, you can. Hopefully nothing will happen. Like I said, my feeling is that chess pieces are being moved around into place right now. I think one of the reasons they may have held back attacking is because logistically our troops were not where they needed to be. So I think that is happening. Like JJ just said, his son's ship just picked up 10,000 troops, and they're on their way to the Middle East. So that should give you a clear indication that chess pieces are being put in play. So powdered milk. Yeah, powdered milk is a great thing to have. Again, guys, I've talked a little bit about this before. You would get tired of drinking water all the time. So if you can have Tang, lemonade, iced tea mix, these are the different mixes, those type of things. Hey, Merry Christmas. Where have you been, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. Moved to Dearborn, Michigan, since Muslims are great. I didn't say I was moving to Dearborn, Michigan. I haven't seen you in a while, but welcome back. Thank you. And thank you for that donation. I didn't say that Muslims are great. What I said was the majority of Muslims just want to live their lives just like the rest of us. Now, I know in Dearborn, Michigan, I've heard about what's going on up there, and I get it, okay? But you can't judge everybody by the actions of some. And I know that they're trying to get that whole thing in there right now in that area. So it's not a fun thing. So I agree with you on that. But again, does that make every Muslim in this country bad because of a group of people that have decided to congregate together in Dearborn, Michigan and act a certain way? That's all I was saying with that. There are bad people everywhere. Exactly. It doesn't make everyone bad. You're exactly right. There are, Christians. Okay, let's talk about this. Do you remember the different Christians that were going around killing abortion doctors? And they justified it because they were saving babies' lives. Does that make it right? Should we condone that? Again, anything can be put out there, guys, and you can talk about it in a certain way. So, that's just the reality of it. Protect your loved ones at all costs. Wake Up World just said that. You're right. Absolutely. Keep your family safe, guys. Keep an eye on stuff. Pay attention to your surroundings. If you're in the cities or if you're in a probable high target area like New York City, like Washington, D.C., those type of things, and keep an eye on things, pay attention to what's going on around you because, again, when something happens, even those of us that prep and are ready, it's still going to be like a sledgehammer going off, and it's going to be scary. Water, food, medical, and bullets. Aaron just said that. Exactly. Be as ready as you can be. Be prepared to protect those that you love and that you care about and the people in your group. Just like I said, be ready. New York City has Muslim patrol cars. No joke. I saw that. And I think that that's ridiculous that they think that they could come and dictate what people can do. I think that's ridiculous. I'm going to ask again, guys, if you haven't already given me a thumbs up, please do so. Let's see how high we can get that number up here tonight just for fun. Do not talk about our airborne men and their movements. Well, I'm just saying, I believe that things are being put in place to take care of things. Packaged food such as I missed that. Hold on a second. I got to go back. Hold on. Packaged food such as Legacy is good to have. Have 2 for grab to go as well. Yeah, and thank you again, Mountain Girl. Then Merry Christmas just said, everyone who thinks Muslims are great, move to Dearborn, Michigan. You've been working. Okay. And thank you for the donation as well again. Like I said, there's different groups, different religions that, are more extreme, and there's always going to be segments in any religion that are going to be extreme. So, but again, Mountain Girl was saying that, the Legacy food is a good thing to grab and go if you have to as well. Freeze-dried food, guys, is great to have because it's very, very lightweight. You can get water pretty much anywhere and, clean up or sterilize that water, and then you got your food right there and have a great meal, and it's going to taste good. So those are really, really good things to have. The American Blackout by the History Channel is legit. You're right, Aaron. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. That was a really interesting look at how things will be. But I don't think that I think it would actually be worse, to be honest with you. After the initial shock, wears off and people realize how totally screwed. And how close is an enemy submarine to the U.S.? That I do not know. Thinking of others, just asked that question. That I do not know. I would hope that they're not real close. That would be really, really bad. But like I said, the best thing we can do, guys, is to try to remain calm, take care of our business. Make sure if you have been thinking about, well, I'm going to put it off to get your food preps in order, I wouldn't be putting it off anymore, because once it's too late, it's too late. So once something happens, you're going to have what you have. And so that's what I want you guys to think about. Once an event happens, now at that point in time, then you're going to have what you have. So whatever medicines you have, whatever antibiotics, whatever, bandages, all those type of things, when you get to that point, Merry Christmas just said about the no-hide Jews. I don't know about, honestly. I can't give an opinion on that because I really don't have the information on that. But again, thank you for that donation. I do appreciate that. But and you know what, you're entitled to your opinion, and I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I just, I try to look at things in a different way. That's just, that's how I do it. Heirloom seeds, yes. Make sure you got your seeds. I have a tremendous amount of seeds. And again, just to be as ready as we can be. When SHTF happens, guys, that's the true beginning of when we really need to work together, because that is when things are going to be crazy. It's going to be the craziest thing at that point. And you're going to have groups of people, okay? You're going to have groups of people that are, in their mind, whatever beefs they are with another race, they're going to act out against that race. So, that's going to happen. And that's going to be, I'm trying the best way to say it. It just, that is like the stupidest thing, in my opinion, to attack somebody because their skin color is different than you. That doesn't make any kind of sense to me, because maybe that person is somebody that could help you. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, like with that part of it. Let's not fall for the race baiting nonsense that goes on constantly in this country. Let's stay focused. Let's stay positive. Realize that there's going to be people with a lot of diverse backgrounds that can really, truly make a difference in our survival. And so that's important to remember. Maybe they have a skill that you didn't even think about, that once they could help you, whatever group. I mean, I don't care who it is. that can help you. We all bleed red, Scott. Yep, Scott just said that. Absolutely. Absolutely, we all bleed red. So, and the thing is, we're going to have a common enemy at that time. And so, hey, L. Gibson, at the Dollar Tree today for more stuff. Also bought baby wipes for easy cleanup. Also, I didn't use my water. Oh, there you go. Baby wipes are a great thing, and thank you again for that donation. Baby wipes are a great thing to have. That's a great way to clean up where you're not having to use your water. So, one of the things I want you guys to think about, okay, and this is important. You look at the different gangs that are out there all through the cities, all throughout the country. There's gangs. You have your, like your MS-13. You have your white supremacist gangs. You have your Crips, the Bloods. You have all your biker gangs. There's black biker gangs. There's white biker gangs. So you got Mexican white biker gangs. You have a lot of different gangs out there, okay? What do you think about this, guys? When SHTF happens, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to band together, and they're going to do whatever they want to, okay? They're going to do whatever they want to because they already have a brotherhood. They already have a camaraderie. They're already planning on working together. And if you don't think that they have access to weapons and stuff like that, then you are sadly mistaken. Those type of people, those gang mentality type of people, those are the ones that are going to be the biggest, they're going to be the most scary. Very, very scary. Some people are saying that I'm buffering. If I'm buffering, guys, just reload it. Just sign out and sign back in. So if there's any issues with so if you just refresh. Wolfgang just said. And they will be coming. Kevin H just said that. Absolutely. There are people that have bad intentions. Like I said, your police officers, they're going to go home and take care of their families. So there's not going to be any more laws. And once there's no more laws, all bets are off. So it's up to us, people like us, to band together, to stick together, to, do what is necessary to protect good people, So that's what I want you to think about too. So I said this the other day, and we are going to make a t-shirt that says this, okay? Preppers, we are legion, okay? Together, we are a very, very strong group of people, okay? We really, truly are. So when I talk about the fact that, connecting with like-minded people, even if it's a loose affiliation, guys, that's a smart thing to do because it might be somebody that's going to help you. What about martial law cops? Again, if martial law is a whole different thing. Martial law is a whole different thing. They'll never control the country. I'm going to tell you that right now, but they will control the cities. And there would be curfews. And if you were caught after curfew, then you would be locked up. 60 million preppers in the world. Yeah, think about that. Joe M. just said that. So we are definitely legion, guys. No matter what country you're in or where you're from, we are a very, very strong-minded unit of people. We are an awoke people. Okay, all of us preppers, regardless of whatever color you are, what country you come from, we are all awake. We all see what's coming. We can all make a difference, and I think that is our responsibility. Mountain Girl, I would buy that I'd buy that shirt. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. We're going to get that made up. Like I said, Mike and I were talking about that, but we're going to definitely get that made up. I think that would be a really cool prepper shirt. So. People, you got to realize the media portrays preppers in a bad light, okay? They want to discourage people from prepping. So we, preppers, off-gridders, people like us that are awoke, we can make a difference. We are going to make a huge difference when an SHTF event happens because we're going to be the ones that are going to make sure that people survive. If you think you're going to rely on the government to help you, good luck with that. That's what I'm going to say because they're going to be too busy covering their own butts, okay? So that's what, the purge is getting ready to become a reality. You're right, Terrence Parker. You're absolutely right. And I'm going to tell you what, and I've said this before, I've said this, but yeah, Kevin H. says he wants a free t-shirt because he said it first. Yeah, well, we could talk about that. We can definitely talk about that. But again, it's like we really truly can make a difference. And when that time comes, guys, we really need to be ready. I want you to be mentally ready, physically ready, prepped up ready, everything. It's all going to come into play, and it's all going to make a big, big difference. People will look to preppers for help. You're right. Urban Prepper 34 just said that. You are absolutely right. But again, we can make a difference. The information that we have, the stored up information, our knowledge is going to make a huge, huge difference in a post event. And it's going to be because when a situation happens, at some point it will be over. Okay. Be it war, be it a pandemic, whatever it is. Okay. At some point it will be over, and we have to survive again and live again. So that's what I want you guys to think about. That's what we need to be ready for. We just don't need to be ready to survive. We need to be ready for, what happens after the event. After 6 months, a year down the road, what happens then? And I just want to give a shout out real quick to all my moderators who are on top of everything here, guys. I so appreciate you. I know I've seen the porn bots are out in full force again tonight. So again, thank you guys for being my moderators. I do truly appreciate it. You guys are freaking awesome. And, and making sure that we don't have any kind of racism or any kind of other nonsense on the channel. So I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. They're awesome. My moderators are awesome. So thank you guys. Hey, Sherry said, thank you very much. Very informative. Thank you. You're very welcome. That's what it is. This is all about sharing of information, trying to help each other. Okay. Because it's not, I know a lot of people think they're going to do things solo. People that do things solo, guys, your life expectancy is not going to be as long. You have to have a group. You have to have people that you can rely on. You have to have people that are going to have your back so that you can sleep and you don't have to worry about them killing you in your sleep. So again, if you can make those connections now before SHTF happens, that's the best time to do it. Lone wolf never makes it in life. You are exactly right, Joe M. The lone wolves are not going to make it. They may think that they're tough guys, and they think that they're, Billy BB, if you know, or BA, if you know what I mean when I say that. Bad A. But it's one twisted ankle, one wrong step in that twisted ankle, and you have that mechanical injury, and that could do them in. So how do I find a group? How do we find a group? Okay, Bonnie, if you want to, it's the really good way, go to my website, preppernurse1.com, okay? We have the Prepper Nurse 1 community there. If you're trying to find somebody in your state or in your country, you sign up. We have the message boards there. You can register for whatever state that you're in or the surrounding states, and that way you can connect with people in your state or in your country. That is the best way to do it, and that's why we set up the Prepper Nurse 1 community. And guys, again, it's totally free, absolutely free. Have you heard anything about the government shutting down the grid for about? Hold on a second. Let me just redo this again so I didn't catch all that. Shutting down the grid for about 8 days at the end of June and the beginning of July. I have not heard anything about that, but I will try to look into that some more to see if there's any credence to that. And thank you very much for that donation too, by the way. But, strength and unity, but not divide. Yeah, divided, we're defeated. And that's a great comment. Guys, there's strength in numbers. The more like-minded people we can put together, everybody's not going to be in New York. Everybody's not going to be in Pennsylvania. Everybody's not going to be in Ohio. Everybody's not going to be in Illinois, okay? Everybody's not going to be in Montana. Everybody's not going to be in California. So wherever you're at, that's where we need to focus on for you guys to try to get together with like-minded people to do something. Canada's a huge, huge country, guys. Not a lot of people, but it's a huge country up there. So if Canadians on the West Coast, they need to get together with people on the West Coast. People on the East Coast need to get together with people on the East Coast and try to plan on work together. Somebody just said, what, a planned shutdown? Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about a planned shutdown. So So anyway, yeah, I haven't heard anything about that. So, but guys, if you haven't done so, again, I'm going to ask here one more time before we sign off. If you would give me a thumbs up if you haven't done so already, I would appreciate that. So yeah, let's do this here. We got to do it at least once a show, right? Where's everybody from tonight? Everybody, please tell us where you're from. We got Maine, North Carolina, Nebraska. Rolling Homestead just said news media is not talking about. I'm sorry, I missed that. Everything's coming through now. But thank you for that donation. Thank you very much. We got Upper Michigan, Illinois, Kansas, Florida, Norway, very cool. Texas, California, Colorado, Missouri, Massachusetts, East Tennessee, South Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma. We got Virginia, another Florida, Maryland, South Dakota, Washington, Virginia again, Georgia, Connecticut, all over the place. And that, you know what? And Greenland, wow, that's very cool. So here, guys, there's Montana, Connecticut again. I know, speed reading, trying to read everything. I know, Minnesota, Maine, Jersey, Arizona, Carolina Beach, Cincinnati, Ohio. We got Texas, North Carolina, New Zealand, Tanzania. Wow, that's pretty cool. Pennsylvania, Alabama, Arkansas, Southeast Minnesota, Sacramento, California. So here again, guys, when I say we are Legion, we really truly are Legion. We are this huge group we're a family. There's Quebec, okay? We got New York, Ontario, Canada, Chicago, upstate New York, Arkansas. Again, so we're this huge family. We really truly are, and we can make such a difference in so many people's lives, and in a good way. That's the best part about it, guys. It really truly is. That is the absolute best part about this, is that we can really truly make a difference in people's lives. So I'm actually going to do something real quick here. I want to go back, if I can, and see. Hold on a second. I wanted to read that one comment before everything went freaking crazy. If I can find it. No, it's not letting me go back any further. Okay. So anyway, someone else just asked, and I want to know, how will we get air conditioning? The air conditioning, there's different ways to do air conditioning. Here's the best way if you want to think about it, guys. Once you get under the frost line, which is generally, depending on what part of the country you're in, the ground temperature stays at 58 degrees. So once you get underground and you're under that frost line, like New York, you're looking at about 4 feet, 4 to 5 feet, okay? In the south, it might be as little as 2 feet. Once you get underground, that temperature is going to stay. Oh, there's Miss Soxy. Eddie, be careful. Okay, yep, there's Miss Soxy. Thank you, Eddie, for bringing her in here. Once you get underground like that, that constant air temperature or ground temperature is going to keep that temperature at 58 degrees. So that's where you want to think about. If you're looking, if it's like super hot and you're in the south, if you can get underground, even in New York, it gets really hot up here. So again, think about those type of things. Getting underground to try to exercise bike with fan blades, JJ just said. Yeah, and there's a lot of different ways. You could make different things that are going to work as a way to cool down. There's different ways to do that. But like I said, if you get underground like that, and yeah, Eddie had to come in and put a cat in the camera. Sorry, guys. But again, if you can do it that way, that's a great way of doing it. So you try to find a good underground spot. Absolutely. What I would do if I had to, I would dig straight. I'd go a little bit higher up the hill, and I would go straight into the hill. I wouldn't go low down here into the hill. I would go up about halfway up, and then I would dig in. That's the way I would do it here. Wet sheets in front of a window. There's a way of doing it. Swamp coolers. Yep, there's another way. During an EMP, people with pacemakers will die. Absolutely, they will. Anybody that has any kind of electronic device in their body, that will be the end of that because it will stop working if we had an EMP attack. Yes, you're absolutely correct. They do not censor the website. No, I don't think they shouldn't. If you're trying to find my website again, it's preppernurse1 and it's the number 1.com. It's really easy to find, and it's out there. So anyway, guys, we're past time, but that's okay. So that is going to be it right now. We're going to sign off for tonight. I appreciate all you guys being here tonight, and thank you for joining us for this chat. And like I said, again, I don't want you guys to do things out of fear. I mean, I think that's really important. We need to keep our heads, get as ready as we possibly can be. I really feel the time is short, and that is something that has been going on for a while. Okay, and it's a gut feeling. And like I said, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but get your house in order, guys. Get all your ducks in a row. If you're putting something off, get things taken care of now. Any kind of dental work, any kind of minor surgeries, definitely get those things done now, okay? Remember, guys, we are all in this together. That's important to remember, and I think a lot of people forget about that, but we really, truly are all in this together. Remember also, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So to let the people that we care about know how we feel, that is so important. Also, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, we can do it. The only one that's going to stop you guys from getting there is yourselves. Nobody else can stop you. And the most important thing, guys, this is a new saying now, we preppers, we are legion, okay? We are a very powerful group of people, and we can make a difference, okay? I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great day, and I hope everything goes well, okay? Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.